guys, so welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be reviewing the brand new e.l.f. Electric Mood Collection. This looks so cute, and anytime, of course, e.l.f. comes out with new stuff, I always like to review it for you guys. So I went to Target and I picked up a bunch of stuff, and I was really surprised to see this collection there so early in stores. So I got everything. I was going to order everything online, so it worked out perfectly, and we're going to test everything out today and do a little first impressions and see what this collection is all about. It's actually really interesting because the entire collection consists of 3 separate collabs, and e.l.f. combined music with makeup, and we'll get a little bit more into the collection in just a few, and I'll give you guys kind of a quick backstory on everything. But it's very unique, it's different, and I'm excited to test everything out. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're just gonna get straight into it. So grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get started. Okay, just put the hair back. It is so hot in here, so that was so necessary. But of course, we're gonna start with the eyes first. So really quick, just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory on the collection. If you go on e.l.f.'s website, it says music meets makeup. This collection is inspired by self-expression, and it was created with international music artists Tove, Tiana Major 9, and Pitizion. And I love how each of the collabs are obviously a little bit different, just representing the music artists, and there's like a little bit of everything, so we're gonna put it all to the test. So let's start off with the eyeshadow palette first. So this is the Electric Mood x Tiana Major 9 Feeling Lucky 18-piece eyeshadow palette. I normally really love these eyeshadow palettes from e.l.f. I think they're great. I love all the color stories that they have, and this one looks really fun. Some pops of color, but still some neutrals in here. And since we're talking about this collab in particular, really quick, I'll show you guys the 2 other products in this collab. So we have the Lip Duo here. So it comes with a lip liner and a gloss, which we're gonna test out later on. And then we have the Illuminating Elixir, which we're also going to test out in just a few, but we're going to do the eye makeup first. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here, and I'm going to use it as my neutral blending shade. I don't know what I'm going to do today, but I feel like I have to do some color because it's like necessary. Okay, first impression, love this color. It's like the prettiest light brown. Builds up really nicely. It's really pigmented. So I like this color. Next, I'm gonna take the shade right next to it, and I'm gonna apply that on the outer crease. I actually have a little brush kit here that I'm gonna be testing out. This is the brush and sponge set, so you get 3 brushes and a little sponge here. So this is what the brush looks like. It's just like a traditional kind of domed brush, but it looks like it'll fit the crease really nicely. The handles, I will say, they're not super heavy or anything. They do feel a little bit more on the cheap side, so just a little FYI. I like it for the crease, first impression. I like this color too. I'm trying to use like as many of the shades as possible. This color looks a little splotchy. I will say the first shade that I used, it looks like it blended in a little bit easier and it layered a little bit easier versus this one. It's a little splotchy, but I think we can make it work. This brush also, obviously I didn't clean or anything. I just got it right out of the box. Normally I like to wash my brushes beforehand, but I wanted to show you guys like the packaging and everything. But it looks like it could be a good brush for the outer crease, maybe even like smudging eyeshadow on your lower lashes, like just very quickly. I'm gonna use a different brush though, and I'm gonna use this purple color right here. And this one is called Summer Fruit. I'm gonna start packing that on basically where I just applied that previous shade, but I always like to layer my colors, and of course for today I really want to test out as many of the colors as possible. And the brush that I'm using, by the way, was clean. It's just stained from some previous looks that I did with some pink eyeshadow. This color is more of like a plum. It's not like super purpley. I wish it had a little bit more of like a purple kind of undertone to it and like popped a little bit more, but of course I'm also layering it over top of like a brown color, but it's more of like a plum, as you can see. Just touching this color, it is not super pigmented, like just dipping my brush in. You have to kind of dig in there a little bit to get some color payoff. So based on the colors that I did use, so far the first shade is my favorite. I think it is the easiest to blend and to work with. For some reason, that is happening. I'm really gonna try to blend this out a little bit. So I'm gonna take this color right here. I don't know what is happening here. It's almost like it like stuck to something. Like I blended out the primer and everything that I used. So I don't know what is up with this eye right now. So to blend everything, I'm using this shade right here, which I love the color of it. But again, this color, the first one that I used, Latte, was the easiest to work with. It was super blendable. It layered really nicely, but with these, I'm struggling a little bit. But again, we're making it work. Okay, I don't think I can save this. I'm trying to, but it's not working. So I'm gonna keep this as is because I think I can definitely make this work with like the shimmer and everything. I know it doesn't look perfect there, but I think I can work with it. This, I'm gonna have to just wipe off and start from the beginning. So hold on. So that's done. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Let's start over. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. All right, let's start again with the first shade that I used, Latte. My right eye is always so much better than my left, to be honest. It's because I'm right-handed. I feel like I do struggle with my left eye at times. But, you know, it happens. This happens to me very often. Sometimes even like with my favorite products, I'm like, why does this not look right? Like, you know, and I like to show you guys this to let you know that it's okay if it happens. Sometimes you have to start over and life goes on. And in this case, the show must go on. So, all right, next I'm gonna go into this color right here. Let me use a totally different brush. This one, again, it's clean, it's just stained. You definitely do have to work with the mattes. I think especially once you get into like the darker colors, you have to take your time a little bit more with them. Then I'm gonna go into the purple color right here, which is honestly, like I said, more plum on the eyes. It's not really a super vibrant purple. It's kind of like the shade. Like when you first touch it, it's not a very like intense color, but I'm gonna use a different brush for that as well, just so we can see if we can make this work a little bit better. Let's add some shimmer because I am like tired of dealing with the mattes. I need a little shimmer in my life right now. So let's do, I think I'm gonna use this color right here. This looks really pretty. Let's do a little swatch. Okay. This color also does feel a little bit on the dry side as well, like just touching my finger. I'm gonna just take this though and I'm gonna put it on my lid. Yeah, it's not super vibrant as you can see. Like it is, it's, you know, it shows up, but just like touching it and applying it, it's not like a creamy kind of smooth formula like I feel like some of their other shimmers are. But I'm gonna spray my brush and we're gonna use a brush instead of the fingers. But I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, this is a pretty color though. Like it's definitely giving me like mermaid vibes. It has like a duochrome kind of effect and it's really pretty, but maybe with the brush it'll apply better. We'll see. So let's see. I didn't spray my brush just so we can see again how it applies. Maybe I should do it on the other eye so we can see. Yeah, this is, it's not really pigmented. I'm gonna dip and I'm gonna spray the brush. And this is actually one of my favorites, the e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. So I'm gonna shake it up, spray the brush. Yeah, this color really isn't that pigmented. Like just when I dip in here, it's a gorgeous shade, but the formula of it is just not really picking up a lot of product on my finger or on my brush. Yeah, this color, not crazy about the formula. Love the shade. The color is really pretty. Like I said, it's kind of like a duochrome color. Like the color definitely shifts, but I don't love the formula of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this color right here. It's the shade Shy. And I'm with my finger, I'm gonna apply this right on the center right here. I'm just gonna kind of blend it out with that other brush. This color I like. I think the formula is definitely a lot better than that blue color. I'm kind of just like adding in the blue and just using my finger to just mesh the two shades together. Give myself kind of like a gradient. And again, I'm just trying to use as many of the colors as possible. I want a little bit more purple. So I'm gonna go into this color right down here. It's like a shimmer purple. See, this one feels, oh, this one's not that pigmented, but it feels a lot more like soft, like to the touch versus the teal color. Okay, I'm gonna just, I know it's a shimmer, but sometimes like shimmers work in the crease and that's fine. So I'm gonna use that. Normally e.l.f. shadows, like I love them, and I feel like these palettes, they're usually pretty consistent, like as far as like collabs go and like the different shades. I mean, I think I'm sorry you guys, I'm all over the place in this video. I'm not loving the way this is looking. It's just not what I had envisioned. So I dipped into this blue shade. It's like a lighter blue, and I think I'm just gonna cover that up. Believe it or not, you guys, we're starting over. Okay, third time's the charm, hopefully. I'm gonna just use the same Urban Decay primer potion. I feel like my lids are a little bit stained. I don't know what is happening today. I think it's just maybe one of those days. I don't know. Okay, staying away from the blues, staying away from the purples. Honestly, at this point, I'm just like ready to do a neutral makeup look because I did not have luck with like trying to do a pop of color. So we're gonna do something neutral and bronzy. I know it's basic, but you guys, clearly you saw I'm trying and it's not working. So I'm gonna take the shade Latte, which is still my favorite color thus far in the palette. I'm gonna use a totally different brush, a clean blending brush. This one's from e.l.f. It is the Fluffy Eye Blender brush. And I'm gonna just run that in the crease. I love this color. It's literally the best shade. It blends so easily. It layers really nicely. I don't know if I ever had to wipe off my makeup 3 times on camera. I mean, definitely off camera, but I don't remember if I ever did it on camera. Let's use some colors that we haven't used. So I'm gonna take this shade right here. It's like a cool tone brown. I'm gonna add the shade Yellow Tie in there as well. I'm gonna just apply that in the crease. And all the brushes that I used were clean, by the way. Like, I'm grabbing different brushes for different things, but they're all clean. And they were clean when I started filming. Okay, I like this color. Just adding a little warmth back into the crease. That's pretty. It's like some of the colors are like good. Like I said, like the first shade is good, and then some of the other ones, they just seem a little bit more dry than other palettes that e.l.f. has launched. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go into this color right here. It's like a gorgeous gold. See, this one feels so much softer, as you can see. And like the color is actually like on my finger and it feels super creamy. Okay, it's not super intense, but it feels so much better than the other shimmers that I had on. So I'm dipping my brush, spraying it. Let's try this out now. Oh yeah, see, like this color is so much better. I'm gonna go into this light taupey brown shade on the bottom. I'm just gonna put this kind of to blend out the edges of that shimmer. Adding more of that yellow shade. I really like that color actually because it's pretty vibrant and it's smooth. All right, you guys, so definitely took longer than what I wanted to on the eyeshadow, but I feel like the good thing that comes out of me having to wipe off my makeup multiple times is that I really got to play with a bunch of different colors. Obviously not every single one of them, but I got to play with as many as I could, and I'm not crazy about this palette. I think this formula is just so much more dry than some of the other palettes that they have. I mean, I've never had this hard of a time like to work with an e.l.f. palette, but like I said, it's okay. It happens. We're gonna move on though. So I have a new mascara. This is the Big Mood Mega Volume and Lifting Mascara. So obviously I don't have amazing lashes, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna curl them and we're gonna really test it out and see how it looks. Packaging looks really nice. It kind of honestly looks like a high-end mascara. Ooh, the wand looks fabulous. I love it. So I'm gonna just curl my lashes and we're gonna test it out.
Okay, this actually shows up, as you can see. Definitely got some length and separation. There is some volume. I'm obviously gonna layer this up and I'm gonna do another coat.
Pretty good, honestly. I mean, I don't have crazy long lashes, so
for me, this is like impressive. Let's do another coat. Dipped my wand back into the product. Definitely has some volume. I like how it's not a very like wet mascara. It's actually more on the dry side. It's looking really good. Like I said, I don't have amazing lashes, but I'm actually really impressed with this. My lashes never hold a curl, so that's that. You know, some people say with waterproof mascara that helps, but
like I said, I do really like the formula. It's not wet at all. The Lash It Loud Volume Mascara is a lot more wet, I feel like, of a formula than this one. I normally wear falsies anyway just because my lashes are so short, so I'm gonna pop on lashes because I feel like I just need something to spice up this look a little bit, but I will, of course, use it and test it out on the lower lashes in just a few and we'll see how it looks. And for lashes, I'm just gonna use these from the Michaela X Glam Light collab, and these are in Code Orange. I really love these lashes. Now we're gonna move into the rest of the face. So I have a skincare product, well, not skincare, a skin product to prep. The Illuminating Elixir. This is a priming serum. So it says it is a peachy illuminator to enhance any skin tone, and it says it's gonna give you a supple glow. Packaging is beautiful. I really like it. Oh yeah, it's definitely peachy. It smells like coconut too, which is nice. I love that scent, especially of course now in the summer. So I'm just gonna take this, just drop it onto my skin. I'll do just one drop. So you could use it on its own, or you could also mix it in with foundation, it says. So, oh, this smells really nice. Gives the skin a little bit of a glow. The more that you use, the more of a glow you're going to get with this product. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like a liquid highlighter in a way, but it's a little bit more subtle, but there is definitely a little bit of like a kind of a glittery, shimmery finish to this. The glitter is very fine, but it is there. I don't know if you're gonna really be able to see it on the back of my hand, but it's like a peachy kind of glittery glow. Or even when you rub the product together in between your fingers, it doesn't feel like there's glitter in it, but it definitely is there and you can see it on the skin. Not super crazy about this product just because I normally don't go in with products like this anyway. Like I would rather just use like a hydrating type of moisturizing primer, or maybe even like a putty primer I prefer over this. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with foundation. I'm gonna use this one from Oma Beauty. It is the Flawless in Real Life foundation. I'm like still in the process of like testing this out, but I'm gonna do my foundation really quick on camera because I do want to test out this sponge that came in that brush kit that I showed you guys earlier. It feels really bouncy. The shape is interesting. It's like a little pyramid, but I like it. It's different, but I love e.l.f. sponges. They're really great, and this one feels super soft and bouncy. So I'm gonna use the flat side of the sponge, and I'm just gonna blend this in. It's a very interesting shape, but honestly, it is very practical because you can use the flat side for foundation, and you can see it's like so quick and easy, it blends like instantly, and then you can use one of these flat sides here for your concealer. So I really like that actually. I like the shape of this. I'm gonna do some concealer, and I'm just gonna use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo, which I love. This one is in light beige. Oh yeah, I really like the sponge. I like the shape of it too. I kind of wish they sold it individually. It's a good size too, so yeah, this I really like. Now we have some cream products to test out, and this is now from another collab. This is the Electric Mood X Pitizion. This comes with 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter. So let's start with the bronzer first. I'm gonna do a little cream bronzer. I'm using my Fenty 125 face brush, and I'm curious to see how this compares to the putty bronzers. Ooh, okay. Pigment, hello. Let me put some on the back of my hand first and then blend that out. Okay, first impression, definitely more pigmented than the putty bronzer, like just right off the bat, but it's very creamy. Blends really easily too. I love the e.l.f. Cream Contour palette. That's one of my favorites. Ooh, I like this. This color is really good too. Like, it's a good shade. This formula is nice. It's very similar to their cream contour kit. I think the putty bronzer is definitely a little bit more natural compared to this. Like the color and you have to build it up a little bit more. So it starts off more natural, whereas this starts off super pigmented kind of like right off the bat. So definitely like be mindful, less is more. Now for blush, I want to test out both colors. So I'm going to do one on one side of my face and then the other on the other side. I'm going to use my Real Techniques medium sculpting brush, and I'm going to start off with this color. Ooh, that's pretty. Blends really easily. Now this blush reminds me a little bit of the Putty blush formula because it starts off just really natural, and you can see you just get that little wash of color on the cheeks, but it's so pretty. I like that color actually. It's very wearable. It's like a pretty like berry, like a natural berry shade. Then on the other side, I'm going to use a different brush. This is another 125 face brush from Fenty. I have 2 of these because I love it that much, but the Real Techniques one is a really good dupe. But I'm going to take this shade now up top. So this one's just a little bit brighter, as you can see. So this one is brighter and this one is more subtle, a little bit more toned down. They're both really pretty though. Once you blend them in, there isn't really a huge difference between the colors, just that this one's a little bit brighter. And then the cream highlighter, I personally don't really use cream highlighters, but just touching it, it looks like it's kind of like a balm. Like it's probably just gonna give your skin, I guess let's just put it on, why not? Probably just gonna give your skin like a really subtle kind of like dew. Now, of course, I'm gonna go over this with powder, but I just wanted to show you guys kind of what that looks like. Yeah, super, super kind of like dewy, fresh. So like for me, I prefer like the cream bronzer and the blushes in here. Not so much the highlighter, just because I don't really use that in my makeup routine, but this is going to give you just like that wet dew to the skin. But these 3, love, Chef's Kiss, very creamy, blendable, pigmented. I'm gonna go ahead and just do some powder, and then I'll be right back and we will finish off the rest of the look and test out some more products. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of powdered bronzer and blush. I'm just gonna go in with my Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade 03. This is one of my all-time favorites. I'm gonna use this. I wanna try out some of these brushes here. These feel definitely very like cheapy. I do feel like e.l.f. has some other brushes that feel like they have a little bit more weight to them, like as far as the handles. The bristles are very soft though. I feel like this brush right here could be a good like versatile brush that you could use maybe under your eyes or to contour, maybe some highlight. I actually think I might prefer this for the under eyes a little bit, like for powder. So let's try that out. I'm gonna spot clean it really quick. And my absolute favorite is the Bare Minerals Well Rested Concealer. This is a powdered concealer and it's just gonna give you the prettiest bright under eye look. It fits under there, but I can't say that I like this brush for the under eyes more than the brush that I already always use. This is the brush that I always use from Real Techniques. It is the setting brush. Something about it I just love. I mean, like it works, but yeah, it's not my favorite. I definitely prefer the one from Real Techniques for sure. And then we have this brush. So at first I thought I could maybe use this for highlighter because in the packaging I was like, that might be a little bit too big for the eyes, but now that I have it out, I feel like this is a good crease brush. It is very soft. So let's add a little bit more of this color right here and just see kind of how it feels in the crease. It is a little bit big. I feel like it might be a good brush maybe to use like for if you're doing like a really simple kind of makeup look, like for every day, you just want to throw a color in your crease because it is like a pretty big brush, as you can see. Definitely works. Probably maybe not the best brush if you're like really wanting to concentrate product in the crease or be a little bit more precise because it is so much bigger, but like for everyday makeup or just like throwing a color in your crease, I feel like it could be a good brush. If we're talking brushes from e.l.f. though, I think I definitely have other favorites from them for sure versus these, so I don't feel like these are must-haves. I'm not like obsessing over them. I really love the sponge the most out of like this entire kit right here. I do wish they sold it separately, but yeah, if I had to choose, I would say probably like go with some other brushes that they have. I prefer those. Since we're here on the eyes, let's finish up the lower lashes. I am gonna go into, let's see, I guess we could do this brown color right here. And I'm just gonna smudge that right on that lash line. I'm gonna do some yellow liner. I'm gonna use the Pastel Dream Auto Eyeliner from LA Girl, and this one is in Sunshine. Then I'm gonna go into this pinky color that I was using earlier, and I'm gonna pop that in the inner corners. That is also one of the better shades in the palette, like the shimmers. It's a little chunky, but it's better than that blue color for sure. And let's try out the mascara.
So that is what the lower lashes look like. So obviously mascara, no mascara. I'm loving it. I really love the wand and the formula of this mascara for sure.
Now we have some lip products to test out. So let's start off with the lipsticks first. I have these two here. So first I have the Tove Hydrating Balm. Oh, is this a lip balm? Oh, it's a hydrating lip balm. Okay, I didn't know that was, I thought it was a lipstick because it does have a little bit of a tint to it. But we're gonna try this out and see what the color looks like. And this is what it looks like. Cute, simple packaging. There's a little heart on there too. I love that. Okay. So that is the color, but that is what the color looks like right here swatched. So it is very moisturizing. It doesn't really feel like a lip balm. It kind of just feels like a lipstick, honestly. It's not super nourishing, but it is pretty creamy. So I feel like it's more of like a lipstick than a lip balm to me. Like it doesn't feel as like nourishing or something as like a lip balm would. It feels hydrating enough to be like a creamy kind of really light sheer lipstick, if that makes sense. It's not bad. It's not my favorite, to be honest. I mean, if you're looking for something very sheer and very light pink, this would be pretty. It feels comfortable on the lips. It just doesn't feel super nourishing like a lip balm. So to me, this is more of like a sheer lipstick. Okay, next up we have another lipstick. This one is the sheer stick and this one is in e.l.f. So this is the other lipstick and this is a lightweight lipstick with a vibrant cherry red hue. I love this beautiful packaging. Let's do a little swatch first. Okay, that's pretty. It's just gonna give you like a really light kind of wash of color. Very comfortable. Don't really know if I love the color on me personally, but it does feel really comfortable on the lips. It's very hydrating. And if we're talking formula, I like the formula of this more than the lip balm that I just put on my lips. I think it's a little bit more comfortable. It looks smoother on the lips. It feels a little bit better, but I'm not crazy about this color on me. I just feel like it's not very flattering. It almost kind of looks like when your red lipstick is fading a little bit, like that's the kind of look that it gives. It's not bad. It's just not like my vibe. But last but not least, we have the lip duo here. So this one is the lip duo in a Real and Affair. Wow, the gloss is huge. I also love this packaging as well. The applicator, you can see it is really big. I like that though. I'm gonna start off with the lip liner. It looks like a really nice, like deep dark brown. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Let's test it out.
I'm just gonna fill in my entire lips with it. Yeah, this is not really that creamy, you guys.
Took the lip liner off. The formula is just not as creamy as the formula from their lip liners last year. So this is from their Retro Paradise lip kit from last year. I loved this lip kit. I love the formula of these. They're wooden, but they were super creamy. I just feel like the one that I tested out today is just not as creamy. I love the color though. It's a really pretty rich brown. So I'm just gonna go in with the clear gloss on its own, no lip liner. Let's just go with it. So let's try this out. Love the smell, love this packaging, love the applicator too. So this doesn't feel super glossy. This is more of like, sort of feels a little bit like Vaseline on the lips with some glitter. It's sort of like a balm on the lips. It doesn't really feel like a gloss. I do like the fact that it is very smooth on the lips. It doesn't feel like there's actually glitter, even though you can see like there is glitter in the gloss. It doesn't feel super like gritty when I rub my lips together, which is great. This is what that looks like. So you can see it does have a really pretty effect. The glitter in it is cute. Not personally my favorite. We're almost there, you guys. So this is from the Tove collab. So we have this Glitz brow and eye kit to test out right here. And then I also have the Glassy skin balm, and this one is in ice cold. So let's try this out first. So this is supposed to be a translucent glow balm that creates that glass skin effect by giving the skin an incredibly glowy and dewy finish. And it just says on here, warm product with fingers or a synthetic brush and apply using patting motions wherever you want to glow. So it's like a balm, as you can see. And that is kind of the effect. You can see it on my fingers a little bit. So I guess let's put it on the cheekbones. Honestly, I feel like the same effect that I get from this is very similar to this right here from the Cream Contour and Blush palette. Very similar finish, very similar effect on the skin. It's just like very dewy. Honestly, I'm not really crazy about this one or really this that much, just because it's just a little bit too much for me. I love where they were going with this, but I think if maybe you're looking for that glass skin effect, I would say maybe go with their Jelly Pop like highlighter stick. That is very similar, and I like that one a little bit more, the formula versus this one and versus this one in this palette. So yeah, this for me, it's not really my favorite, and I kind of feel like as I'm like rubbing this in, it's like rubbing away the products that I have underneath, like my foundation and everything. Now let's test out this. So again, this is the Glitz Brow and Eye Kit, and this also comes with a little brush, so you get like the spoolie and then you get the flat shader brush. This could actually be really good for like cleaning up the brows and then like spooling through them. So we have this glitter here, and it says here that you can pretty much put this on wherever. It's a universal glitter paste that delivers a holographic, multi-dimensional, extra sparkly look. So let's try out this glitter paste. Oh yeah, wow, it's definitely like a paste. Very glittery, very pretty. I think I'm just gonna put this right over my eyes, like over that shadow where the yellow is. The formula of this is very different. It feels like a balm, almost like a balm paste glitter situation. So the glitter is pretty. I like the effect that it gives, but I did notice that it does kind of remove a little bit of the shadow also. So I think it's just because of that like paste kind of formula that it has. I like the effect, a little extra sparkle. It's kind of like a glitter topper type product. I'm just not crazy about the formula. I think maybe if it was like a pressed version, it would be a little bit easier to work with, and maybe it wouldn't remove any of the like powdered products that I have on underneath. And maybe it works best on its own without actually like putting it on over top of an eyeshadow. And this is the last product that I have in this collab. So this is like a clear brow pomade, and it's really meant to give you like that kind of feathery brow effect, which I don't do. I've done it before. I don't know if it's really super flattering on me, but I will test this out and on the brows and see like the formula and how it looks. So okay, it completely came out. It's very dry, like it literally just came right out of this. What is happening in today's video? Yeah, this is not gonna work. It's really literally just like flaking off because the product is so dry. So as I dip the spoolie in, you can kind of see the flakes coming off because the product is so dry. It's not creamy, so the spoolie won't go through. So maybe I got a dud because yeah, this is completely dry, so not able to use that. The last and final thing that we have in this collection is the Shadow Crayon Duo. So I've actually tried these before. I normally don't really use shadow sticks, but I'm just gonna swatch them because obviously I have eyeshadow on right now, but I'll swatch them for you guys. Oh yeah, that, see, like this one is very, very pretty. I feel like these could even make for good like maybe eyeshadow bases as well, or if you just want to throw in a color all over your lid. So this color is in Spotlight. I know I have stuff like on my eyes already, but I'm thinking like also for like the inner corner and also the waterline. And e.l.f. has a ton of these, like a bunch of different colors, and I feel like they could work as like little waterline liners or like for the inner corners just for like a pop. And then this is the other color. This one is a little bit darker. This one is pretty too. It's just a little bit more subtle, but I like it. I like the formula of these. And the formula is similar to the other ones that e.l.f. already has. It's just like probably different packaging and different shades, but I like these. They're very pretty. All right, you guys, we finally made it to the end of this video. I feel like it was like never ending. It was definitely a struggle, as you guys saw. I was not expecting this. I was really, really excited about this collection. I mean, you guys know I love e.l.f., but these products for the most part just did not work. I feel like the formulas are different than e.l.f.'s traditional products. Like for instance, the eyeshadow palette, it was just so dry, very difficult to work with. There's definitely a couple shades that I like more than others. Like this gold shade is really pretty. The pink one is really nice. I liked that for the inner corners, but the other colors I'm not crazy about. This shade up here is very chunky. This blue one down here is not really that pigmented. The mattes are a little bit dry and chalky and pretty difficult to work with as well. well. My favorite shade still is probably this latte color and then the yellow shade, but although the color story is beautiful, the formulas I feel like just don't match up to the packaging and like the color story and everything, unfortunately. So I'm gonna pass on this palette. It just did not work. And honestly, the only couple things that I really like is like the mascara. This is great. I like the formula of it. It separates your lashes, gives you some thickness, some volume. It doesn't seem to be clumpy. I also love this little cream palette. The bronzer in here is fabulous. I love the blushes as well. They're super creamy, pigmented. They build up really nicely. I probably will never use this shade right here, but I still think it is worth it because of the other 3 colors in the palette. I also did like the Shadow Crayon Duo. I like the lighter shade more than the darker color, to be honest. I feel like I would actually use this like on my waterline or for the inner corners or something for like everyday makeup. I think this is really pretty. e.l.f. does sell these individually though, and they have a bunch of different colors, so I would probably maybe opt out on these unless you like both of the shades. Because like for me personally, I feel like I would only use a lighter color, but of course that's personal preference. But the formulas of these are really nice, and honestly that is just about everything that I like. So yeah, definitely not what I was expecting. To me, this just doesn't remind me of like e.l.f.'s amazing quality that they usually have, other than the 3 products that I mentioned to you guys that I did enjoy out of the entire collection. I always try to make it work as best as I can, but sometimes it just doesn't work. And I think like for today, that is like a prime example of sometimes making it work, it doesn't work. So that is officially it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the realness. This is genuinely what happens sometimes. I film and it just does not work out. I tried my best today, but these products for me just did not work for one reason or another, other than the products that I just mentioned to you guys that I did enjoy. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye.